Hi, everybody. This is Vinny, and welcome to Complain Time. This is a show we take a moment while the boss is out of the office to talk about things that really, just quite frankly, annoy us to death. Because you know what they say: when the cat's away, the mice will play. Or in this case, complain about stuff that just drives us all crazy. Now, before we go any further, I want to give you guys an opportunity to hit the subscribe button and ring that bell to be notified so you never miss another episode of Complain Time, as well as other additional HVMA content. Now, today's topic that I want to get into, something that really gets on my nerves, especially at this particular moment, when the printer is out of ink. Now, obviously you can see ink cartridges in there, but unfortunately the ink has dried out, so we're not able to use it, and now it puts me here in this crazy predicament. Now, I have a problem with this for a variety of reasons. The first and obvious reason why I'm upset about this is because without ink, I can't print the documents I need to turn into my boss on time. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, can't you just email them to him? Yeah, I could do that, except for one teeny tiny, incy-wincy, ever so significant little tiny detail. He won't be able to print them either. Second problem I have with this is that most printers don't even tell you when you're low on ink. Printer ink can get expensive pretty fast if your business is doing a lot of heavy printing. Unfortunately, most printers won't tell you just how much ink is left in the cartridge. Also, the accuracy of these warnings will vary depending on the manufacturer and model. It's only when your cartridge hits a certain level that it will give you a low ink warning. Sometimes this warning will only come when you are actually out of ink, which might not be a big deal if you're only doing, internal documents. But if you are starting a large print job, you may want to have an emergency backup ink cartridge just in case you start running on fumes, which is pretty ironic considering that I'm currently running on fumes at this particular moment. Third problem I have is that sometimes the printer says it's out of ink, but really it's not. That's when you have to bypass the Canon printer error message by holding down your printer's resume button, stop, reset, or color start button for 5 to 15 seconds. The ink monitor will shut off, the printer will stop blinking, and the printer itself will resume printing. But of course, not everyone knows to do that, so you're either staring at the ink cartridge getting angry and frustrated because you're convinced that your printer is a piece of crap, or in a fit of rage, you go to the store and buy new ink cartridges, which are expensive AF, and then change them out, not knowing that they were full of ink and working perfectly, and you just wasted a lot of money for no reason at all. Which leads me to the fourth and final problem, which is that you have to buy the expensive ink cartridges because you can't get a good experience if you use knockoff ink cartridges. Part of R&D is designing ink to have the right physical properties to work with the print heads. Knockoff ink might not have those properties and as a result may not work very well. Also, as we learned recently, most inkjet printers designed for home use actually have the print head built into the cartridge itself. There is no permanent print head in most cheap printers, so you might be buying crap ink and a crap print head. And if you try to refill a genuine cartridge with knockoff ink, you're probably putting subpar ink into a container with a burnt out print head. And I have no idea what any of that means, but apparently that's the way it goes. Now I get it. Printers require ink to operate, and ink eventually runs out. So this is something that is going to happen whether I like it or not. But at the same time, I do believe there are things that can be done to make the process a lot easier. For example, printer companies can realize some of the common problems people are having with printers and do their part to make those problems go away. Also, if you're someone at your job or your house that uses the printer a lot, and you happen to notice that the ink is low or gone, have the courtesy to inform your boss or your family. Or if you are the boss and you notice this, tell your employees. Then, whoever's job it is at the office to refill the ink cartridges in the printer to go and take care of that ASAP. Or, if it's in your house, designate someone, family member or roommate, to go get the cartridges whosever's turn it is. Paying attention to this simple problem can create a more stable work environment or household. Both those places at times can be stressful on their own. The last thing an employee or a family member needs to have is to print out something important and notice the printer is out of ink and have that be the one thing that finally sends them over the edge. Well, anyway, I can see my boss is making his way up the stairs, so that'll conclude complaint time for today. But before you guys go, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button and ring that bell to be notified so you never miss another episode of Complaint Time, as well as other additional HVMA content. Check back soon for a new episode, and until then, stay social.